Welcome back everyone, this is the 30th episode of my Dragon Age Origins hardcore 100% playthrough. In the last episode we went to the Circle Tower and finished the Broken Circle quest, but since we were on a time crunch I ignored a lot of things in the tower. So my plan for this episode is to go back and finish everything we've missed.
Yes.
Indeed.
But before we do that, I would like to progress in the Paragon of Her Kind questline. So the first thing I'm gonna do is to go to the Deep Roads and clear out Keredin's Cross. I consider Keredin's Cross to be one of the easiest, if not the easiest Steig, which means that we can go through it relatively quickly. So we'll have more than enough time to go back to the tower and finish everything there as well. Now, even though it's the easiest Steig, it's still not a cakewalk because it's still part of the Deep Roads. There are quite a few dangerous enemies here, including a boss ogre, some emissaries, and if you played the vanilla game without the DLCs, I think this would be the first time that you ever face a shriek. So even though it's not too difficult, we will still approach with caution because getting too cocky at this point would just get us killed.
There are many great tales of lost kings who return to their lands to reign in glory.
I am not lost, nor for that matter, a king. And there's nothing glorious about me.
You are Merrick's son. Oh, right! You are the rightful king of Ferelden.
I am the son of a starstruck maid and an indiscreet man who just happened to be king. Look, I can't be king. Some days I have trouble figuring out which boot goes on which foot.
Complete fools are made leaders of kingdoms all the time, and you're not a complete fool.
What an utter relief.
And don't worry about the boots. Kings don't need to dress themselves. That's what advisors are for, isn't it?
And starstruck maids, apparently.
The first section is my least favorite part of Keredin's Cross because it's an enormous hall and it's stuffed to the gills with darkspawn. On this side of the bridge there is an emissary at the far end, and on the other side of the bridge there is an elite ogre and a bunch of shrieks, other than of course the hordes of genlocks and hurlocks. Also, once you kill the emissary and start backtracking towards the bridge, there will be another group of archer genlocks who will spawn out of thin air. Oh, and I almost forgot that the bridge is also trapped. I'm pausing my team because I plan to go after the emissary in stealth. Hopefully I can surprise it and quickly kill it, which will make this section a bit easier. By the way, I'm not sure if you can see it, but there's a trap here to the left, which is why I stick to the right, and hopefully later when Liliana comes closer, she can notice it. There's the trap, I hope you can see it now. I'm switching to my bow because I plan to aggro the guys on the bridge. if I would approach the bridge now, the group of archer genlocks would suddenly appear behind my back, which is why, to avoid being flanked, I would like to get rid of that elite hurlock on the bridge first. Nice. Okay. So, Leliana, please notice that trap and open those locks.
Trap right ahead. On my way.
So let's proceed towards the bridge.
Trap right ahead.
I'm gonna let Leliana disarm that trap. Wow, look at that, a bunch of genlocks, and they came out of nowhere. I'm sure no one saw that coming. And there are quite a few traps here. We will need Leliana to disarm them.
You need me? On my way.
And now we can safely pass through the bridge. I'm sure you can see the ogre from this angle. I don't necessarily want to aggro it yet. Let's try to deal with the genlocks first. And as usual, Petrify turned this ogre fight into a complete joke. So if we proceed, we will be ambushed by a bunch of shrieks. And shrieks are basically like shadow wolves. Their attack patterns are very similar to the wolves, except that they don't use their overwhelm ability. They also have it, but they don't have a tactic set up for it, so they will never use it against you. Their blade is laced with poison, so they apply a little bit of nature damage as well, which goes through your armor. And they also have a unique ability called Terrorize, which is very similar to the Desire Demon's Scream. It's basically a massive AoE stun effect with additional spirit damage. Their attacks are also lightning fast, so they can rip low armor and low defense party members to shreds in seconds. Luckily, before they attack, they release a little shrieking noise, which is of course a cue for you to hide your mages immediately. Shrieks have a tendency to go after your mages, and contrary to many other enemies, they get much more powerful the higher level you are. Which is why one of the most annoying places in Origins is the Elven Ruins in the Witch Hunt DLC. I mean, keeping Finn alive from those high level shrieks is a complete nightmare. Even with all the healing spells, he can't stay alive. So the only tactic that works there is if you order him to put himself into a force field immediately as soon as he gets attacked by melee weapons. That way, even though he's gonna be immobilized, but at least he will live, and you get to keep haste on the team. Here's the second pile that you need to examine from the Drifter's Cache quest. I forgot to mention the first one, that was in the big hall when I was talking about the shrieks. If those runners see you, they will alert an emissary and a shriek, so it would be best if I could take them down before they can do that. Well, it didn't work out, I got revealed, so I'm just gonna try to quickly kill them. The little bugger managed to run away. Okay, well I guess here comes plan B. Okay, good riddance. On the corpse of this emissary, we will find the hilt of the sword called Topsider's Honor, which is the first piece that we need to collect in order to complete the Honorable Topsider quest. The other two pieces are in Orton Tig and the Dead Trenches. So now we are approaching the boss of this cave section, which is an ogre, as I said before. But before we spank it, I would like to aggro the 3 shrieks, who normally ambush you while you're fighting with the ogre. Yeah, I mean, I prefer to fight the ogre without these hanger-ons nipping at my back. Okay, big boy, let's see what you're gonna hit us with first. Oh, that's a hurl. Okay, let's hope the game won't crash. The ogre's hurl is a little bit different than the golems. It targets an area instead of an individual, which means that if you run away, it will miss you. Which is why the most dangerous part about it is the high probability that it will crash my game. Okay, so now that the boss is dead, we could just move forward and exit Keredin's Cross. But there's still plenty to explore here, including more Darkspawn, a nest of Deep Stalkers, and there's also another Black Vial Revenant here. So let's take care of all that before we proceed. There's a huge group of Darkspawn ahead of us. The most dangerous element is obviously the Emissary, so I use Stealth to take it down quickly. And there's also a Grease Trap right here. I'm not sure how visible it is, but I can see it clearly, which is why I'm easily avoiding it. There's the guy who needs to die. I'm being cautious because there are 3 leg hold traps here as well, and I'm not exactly sure about their location, which is why I'm not inviting the party to join in.
Another point for me. This.
So now that the Darkspawn are taken care of, let's get Leliana
Yes.
and disarm those traps. I'm being very cautious when I loot because I have a general idea of where they are, but I kind of forgot the exact location. By the way, this was another pile from the Drifter's Cache quest. We only need one more to unlock the cache. It contains the Silverite version of the Thorns of the Dead Gods, which will be our endgame weak hand weapon.
Trap right ahead. Trap right ahead.
This totem is a nice gift for Sten. If we proceed forward, that's where we will stumble into the first nest of the Deep Stalkers. It only has normal Stalkers, but it has a lot of them. And there's also a Codex entry there and the Bloody Sack, so we'll clear it out. The main nest, where we find the Matriarch, is to our right.
Right ahead.
Since the Black Vial Revenant is also that way, we can just get rid of it as we proceed towards the main lair. People tend to overlook or underestimate these little gremlins because they don't have a lot of health, but they definitely make up for it in numbers. Once we go further into the lair, we will be ambushed by another group of stalkers. 4 of them will show up in front of us, and 3 of them will show up behind us. This is actually a very common tactic amongst the Deep Stalkers. They love flanking you and go for your weaker party members, like your mages. That's the second bloody sack from the Asunder quest. We just have to find the last one and we can bring them to Ortentag. Okay, so this lair is cleared. I am not sure why I'm proceeding forward. I will soon realize my mistake and turn back. I've only completed this section a billion times, so forgive me. I guess when I went through this I was really tired, but yeah. Ah, there we go. The common sense has returned. I finally realized that it's better to just turn back than to go through the entire map again. Very smart, Kishertzeg, very smart. So as I said, we will first get rid of the Revenant, because it's along the way towards the lair, and it's actually going to be a cakewalk compared to the nest. We will have to reposition the team though, because the Revenant spawns directly behind us, which is a very dangerous place, especially since Morrigan and Leliana will be right in front of it. So I will just send them far away and then order them to attack the Revenant. This way Alistair will rush towards it, since he's the only one who has melee weapons, and the two girls can stay at range. I wonder where this passage would lead if it wouldn't be blocked.
Yes.
And down we go, as I said, cakewalk. And now we're off to the lair. The last bloody sack also happens to be around it, so we will have a chance to pick that up as well, along with the last rubble from the Drifter's Cache quest. I will pause my team here because once again there are a bunch of black hole traps here and I don't want any of them to stumble into them. There it is. Now we just have to get to Ortentag and claim our reward.
I shall. On my way.
Okay, well, this seems to be a tricky one. Leliana's skills are getting rusty. Okay, finally. So now we're entering the Lair, which is actually quite a formidable place, because there are at least 20 Deep Stalkers here, and they love spamming Acid Spit, which stuns you, so they can easily stun lock you and nip you to death. And on top of this, there is also a boss leveled Matriarch here, who has Overwhelm and very high damage. So we need to be very, very careful.
Begin the onslaught.
Okay, time to reposition the team. We are getting our asses handed to us, so I want Alistair in front and Morrigan and Leliana at the back. As you can see, I wasn't kidding about that freaking acid spit. The worst thing about this acid spit is that it interrupts anything and everything that you do. So if you activate the talent and then you get stunned, you will lose the activation cost and the talent goes on cooldown. And there is the Matriarch. She's pretty powerful, so I would prefer if she would attack me or Alistair, not Morrigan or Leliana. But of course she goes after Morrigan immediately, because why not? So now I have to get rid of her fast. Disgusting beasts. Thankfully this was the last time we saw them, at least in the main game. Shield's DLC will have a few. That rubble is the last one we need to examine in order to unlock the Drifter's cache. The cache itself is where we fought the ogre boss. Once we have it, we can finally leave this place. I'm guessing that Silverite chainmail wasn't part of this Matriarch's wardrobe. She must have ate someone who had it. Hopefully it was still worth at least 1 gold. Right now I'm saving up for the Reaper's vestment for Morrigan. I would prefer if she would have it, at least after we finish Orton Tag. I mean, it would be nice if we would have it before we go there. Don't think that's gonna happen though. But I definitely do not want to go to the Dead Trenches while she's still wearing Avernus's shitty robes. She needs to beef up for the Broodmother fight, because she will take a lot of damage there, and I think the only way for her to survive without potions is to have that robe. Now I'm also concerned about Orton Tag, so I might bring Wynn instead of Leliana, because that corrupted Spider Queen boss fight at the end takes a lot out of the team, and I think we'll be better off with 2 healers than just 1. So now we're getting close to the cache. As I said, the Thorns of the Dead God Silverite version is inside, which is the whole reason why we did the quest. We will switch our offhand weapon to this one. Currently I'm using Duncan's dagger. I guess it's debatable which one is better, but since Duncan's dagger is only the red steel
And I'm
version, the Thorns of the Dead Gods will offer significantly more damage. Maybe if it would be the Dragonbone version, I wouldn't switch it, but it's not.
Going.
Well, now we just have to get the hell out of here. We still have a tower to loot. I noticed that the deep roads turn into quite a chill place once you clear out all the darkspawn. Which of course reminds me of the massive potential of this idea of the deep roads being reclaimed. I always wanted a sequel where that was your focus, you know, fighting over the tags. And this idea was actually improved by the introduction of the Architect in Awakening, because the Darkspawn could have been a fully playable faction now. But of course that never happened, because we had to go to Kirkwall and be Hawk and be part of that marvelous adventure.
Have you seen my lunch? It's a piece of lichen bread with a spread of old cheese and shredded dried meat. I'm only asking because you never know who's going to get hungry. Right. Best in the trade, you know. I've worked the ore myself.
Okay, let's see what we have. We should have at least, let's hope, 30 gold worth of loot. Oh, almost. 28. Well, I guess that's okay. But that means we're not gonna have enough money for the Reaper's vestment after we loot the tower. Which means that Morrigan will have to wear that shitty robe, and we will have more win time. Oh, let's not forget to tell Dagna that she's accepted, so that her short little legs can beat us to the tower.
Hello, how can I... It's you! And it's been, well, quite a while. Enough time to get to the circle and back, I hope. Oh, please tell me what they said. Ancestors, bless you. I can't believe it. There hasn't even been a dwarven observer in the circle since Urelden in the 13th century. I need to pack. No, my parents would get suspicious. I need to go. Is there anything I should bring? Books? Tuition? Of course, a reward. I was just bringing some lyrium in from the storeroom. Will that do? I have either a lyrium rune that can be implanted in any weapon, or some of the serum mages use. Which do you want? Here you go. I hope it's enough to thank you. I'll never forget what you did. If you ever go to the circle again, maybe I'll see you there.
I think she took the wrong career path. I'm sure being an arcanist is okay, but she could have been the world's fastest messenger. By the way, the gift that she gave us is a Master Magic Resistance rune, so that will go immediately inside my new dagger.
Show some pity for a poor old man.
Enchantment? Enchantment!
Yep, definitely enchantment. Let's get the runes out of Duncan's dagger and place them into the Thorns of the Dead Gods. And now let's switch them. I'm not gonna lie, I like the asymmetry between my dark and my silver dagger. And that's actually another reason why I wanted to switch Duncan's dagger to this one.
Indeed.
Indeed.
Yes.
This is too cruel. I would not subject even an animal to such a terrible fate.
I guess Leliana didn't notice that we already solved the problem of the tower. Anyway, the last time we were here, we didn't just skip all the loot, but we ignored some quests too, so I intend to take care of most of them as well. As you can see, we already unlocked the Watchguard of the Reaching quest, where you basically have to find a bunch of these notes, and then once you have all of them, go to the Great Hall and touch the statues in a specific order, which will unlock a boss rage demon here at the bottom of the tower. And of course there's Dagna, who, surprise surprise, got here before us.
Oh, right. Ask me anything.
And Morgan leveled up, so let's put 3 on her magic and get Master Herbalism. As for her spells, there are so many to choose from. We could give her Affliction Hex or even Sleep, but I think the best pick is Weakness. That way the next time she levels up, she can have Paralyze.
When you've rested enough, we need to get these out of the tower before they get plated.
So there's another quest, Summoning Sciences. I will not complete this one, because during this run I consider it kind of a waste of time. And the reward is subpar compared to how much time you spent completing it. And there's a mystical site of power. Let's mark it. That's from the Mage's Collective quest. This charred corpse has a gift for Sten, so with the totem that we picked up in Orthantig, we can already give 2 gifts for that big softie.
Mages from before the circle and before the Chantry held the witch.
Another scroll of Banaster amongst these ancient texts. So we only need 1 more to finish this Mage Collective quest, and the last one is also here in this tower. There's a gift for Win in this pile of books. Since her approval is bugged, we will definitely need it. And there's another love letter in this chest, which we will open with Leliana.
Going. I'm here. Mm-hmm.
There's a silver necklace here, which is a good gift for Morrigan. And there's Godwin, but we have no reason to speak to him because we already killed Rogek.
Yes.
Now, even though the tower is clean, this room still has a single abomination. So let's get rid of it.
Let's end it!
Normally, during the Broken Circle, if you open this door, there are 2 abominations and 1 rage demon. But if you open it after you clean the tower, as you saw, there is only 1, which is still a bit funny, because if you talk to Gregor, he will tell you that they searched the tower and you were very thorough because they couldn't find a single abomination. Now this is Irving's room. This is where the book is that Morgan is looking for. And the small painted box that the red Jennies are looking for is also here.
Oh, right.
Now we're in the Great Hall. This is where we're supposed to touch those statues. But first let's pick up the last paper scrap, along with the last Banaster scroll.
The boy is dead. He touched something beyond the veil and was not prepared.
Going.
So the statue puzzle is pretty simple. First you have to touch the last statue in this hall. Then you go for the first. And finally you touch the middle one. Now we just have to go to the place that leads up to the Templar's quarters and touch the statue there.
Of course. Going. Yes.
There are still some Templars behind these doors, so I will send my team away because I don't want them to spam Holy Smite on Morrigan, and I'll just get rid of them with the Warden.
Let's see. Which one Another point for me.
So here's another quest, the 5 pages for mages.
Oh, right.
If we gather all the pages, we will unlock a random encounter where we can fight a forger and his wounds. Behind this door there are 5 Templars. They usually come with a Desire Demon, but since we finished the Broken Circle quest, the Desire Demon is not present, which actually makes the group significantly easier to deal with. So let's just get rid of them. One of the Templars has a small gold bar, which is a perfect gift for Zebron. And there are of course 2 pages in this room
And
from the
I'm
last
off.
quest that we picked up. The final pages are in the room next to us.
Going.
And there it is, we unlocked the random encounter. So now Leliana can pop open that lock. And there is the corpse of the abomination with the little gift for Alistair.
And I'm off.
And that's the last statue that we need to touch to summon the demon.
Yes. On my way.
There's a drink here in this vanity for Ogren. As you can see, the Desire Demon with the Templar are now gone. Same with the Blood Mage and the Templars in the other room. But of course this trap here in the doorway isn't.
Trap right ahead. And I'm off.
I think it's now pretty clear why I decided to not loot while we were going through the broken circle. Just imagine adding all this to the already long playtime. Not to mention, of course, that my game starts being quite unstable around the 1 hour mark. Which is why looting during the quest would have been pretty silly, but now we can do it peacefully.
Of course. I'm here. It's done. As you like.
Okay, we are done. So now we just have to go back to the bottom of the tower and beat that rage demon. I think the easiest way to get rid of it is to just let it aggro the mages who are right in front of that basement door. Like all rage demons, it has a tendency to throw fireballs around, and that can be pretty annoying when it knocks down your entire team. And this one is a boss, so its fireballs are pretty powerful. But we also have to be careful with those friendly mages, because this is Nightmare, and those guys have shock and all sorts of other nasty spells, including fireball. I think it's Petra who likes to throw fireballs around for some reason. Not sure what would make you throw a fireball at a rage demon, but she's pretty good at completely messing up our party, and sometimes even herself. Once again, I'm being pretty frugal with my swift solves. I only have a few left, and I definitely want to have them when I enter Ortenteig. But of course, once we get to Rock, we can have an endless amount of deep mushrooms, so we can create a lot of them. I think after that I will just use it constantly, because the slow walking is actually driving me crazy. But of course I could have been smart and switched to Win after I killed all the enemies, because she has haste and Morrigan doesn't. So as I said, I will leave my team here and touch that door. I will use stealth to make sure that the Rage Demon aggroes the mages instead of me or my party. Oh, thanks for that shock, Petra. That was very helpful. And somehow it still threw the fireball at my team.
So that thing was just random thought? How powerful were the minds that unleashed it?
I guess its tactic says that it should throw the fireball when enemies are clustered. Anyway, this boss actually has one of the best looking swords in the entire game. Well, I don't know about anybody else, but it's definitely my favorite two-handed sword in terms of appearance. It's called the Usaris. It's the exact same model that Kalen used when we first met him. Its stats are not that great. I mean, it's great for dragon killing, but it's nowhere near as powerful as Starfang or the Chastened Great Maul. But I still use it if I go for a two-handed sword build, because it just looks so badass. Oh, let's just say hi to Dagna before we leave.
This circle is amazing. Thank you so much for making this possible.
I mean, if she likes the circle at this state, then I'm sure she will be happy here.
I will never get over how quietly you are able to move.
It took me years and years to learn, and even then I am not the best at it.
So you didn't sneak around when spying?
We all had different ways of doing things. Some preferred not to be seen at all, to cloak themselves in shadow and darkness. I realized that it is not such a bad thing to be seen, as long as you do not stand out and are quickly forgotten. I specialized in blending in, not drawing attention and looking like I had every right to be there. It is invisibility, but of another kind.
Ah, yes, but I heard you often seduced your targets. They'd remember you.
Not if they died.
Oh.
Dying while in the company of a lovely seductress. Tell me that isn't a good death.
I don't know if I should take you seriously. But you scare me sometimes.
Okay, let's get back to the camp.
Oh, right.
So I think in the next episode we will go back to the Deep Roads and clear out Ortenteig. Should be pretty challenging, but if we bring both Wynne and Morrigan, I feel like it shouldn't be a problem. And afterwards, if we still have time, I think we can also finish the Arlog Redcliffe. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm gonna create a hard save here, and I hope we see each other again in Ortenteig.